Alright, it's MTG Buddha back again today. Today it looks like they've added Amonkhet Remastered into the draft format, so I think we're going to go in and do an Amonkhet draft. I used to really like playing Amonkhet back in the day, so we're going to go ahead and do this. I'm not exactly sure what all is in the card pool or anything, so because it's cards from Amonkhet and Hour of Devastation put together into one format. So um, I do remember Eternalized was a lot of fun in that set. Of course, you have the gods. Hazarat was my favorite one. Um, yeah, Catcher was pretty good. Trying to think which other gods in that set were really good. Ronus was good. Yeah, I didn't really care so much for the blue, which I think was Kefnet. I think was the blue one, and then the black one. I don't remember what the name of the black one was, but yeah. We're gonna do a draft. We just gotta wait for our table to fill up. So, um, I didn't do a video yesterday because I actually went and played actual Magic yesterday. Um, on Friday nights, I'm pretty much always going and drafting on Friday nights for real. So, I played at my local shop last night, and we did a chaos draft because next week is Dominaria United's pre-release. So we did a chaos draft last night, and so it was pretty interesting. Um, yeah, I wound up winning my first two matches, and there were only two of us undefeated, so we decided just to split, and then I went to the movies. So, because there was a movie I wanted to go see. Um, but yeah, me and him, we both were just like, we'll just split the prize. It's fine. So, yeah, so I won my first two matches. I first picked, I opened a mystery booster. Actually, Glory Bringer, that's an awesome card. We were totally taking that card. But yeah, I opened a mystery booster and I opened the card Goblin Charbelcher as my first pick and just kind of built my deck around it, and it was ridiculous. I killed someone by activating Goblin Charbelcher two times and doing 20 damage. So, but yeah, so Glorybringer, awesome card. This is what I would deem a bomb pick for my first pick. So red is definitely a color that I'm going to want to try to draft in this. Um, let's see. That's a decent card actually because you get to just take the card from your opponent, and it has the cycling. So if you're like got it in your early hand and you don't have mana, then you can always cycle it away. This is a good card. I remember black red being a good combination in this set. Yeah, I remember drafting a black red deck one night during this set, and it was just stupid. I remember this being a pretty good card. So let's see. Never one more. Not sure exactly how many of those we're going to get going, but this is the only red card in the pack, and it's a lower tier card. So um, I'm going to want to try to draft red because I'm going to want to play Glorybringer. Um, Lethal Sting is a good card. I mean, it's a kill spell. The back, the drawback is you have to put a -1/-1 on one of your creatures, but you just put it on one of your, lesser creatures. You wouldn't want to put it on Glorybringer, obviously. But so we'll probably take Lethal Sting. This is actually a good card as well. I like this card because you can cycle it and pay one blue, cycle it to draw a card, or you can pay four and draw two cards. So and this was actually a good card too. So yeah, we'll take Lethal Sting though. We'll take the kill spell. If you've watched me draft very much, you know I like the kill spells. Let's see. So this one has cycling, and whenever you cycle it or discard a card, it gets +2/+1. Um, put two -1/-1 counters on target creature you control when it dies. Put a -1/-1 counter on target creature for each -1. Yeah, so it wants you to put the counters on it, is what it wants you to do. This is an okay card, but I think I'd rather take this because you get to move the counters to a creature they control when it dies. So yeah. So it's basically a 4 mana, um, 2/3 that when it dies you get to give something they control -2/-2. Let's see. We might take that. I remember Crash 3 being okay in this set. Scavenger seems okay. Um, at worst, it's a 2/2 for 2 that, you can possibly use to discard and draw. Remember deserts being good. If I get a Ramen Up Ruins, having extra deserts would be really good. I think I'm gonna take this. Let's see. Yeah, I think we might actually take that. There's enough cycling in this set. I'm sure I'll get some cycling cards that I could potentially cast this for, like 3 or 2 or 3 or 1. Um, and like I said, this one earlier, I saw it earlier, and it's kind of replaceable. This is okay. This is actually better than it seems like it would be, and this is actually not too bad as well. Um, but I think this just has a higher upside. All right, so when it dies, put a -1/-1 on target creature. Target creature power 2 or less can't be blocked this turn. That could be interesting to go along with things like this one that when it exerts, you get some kind of ability. So that could be interesting. But I kind of like the Festering Mummy. This basically becomes a 4/4 if you have one or less cards in your hand. So if you go Hellbent, which is I think an old what they used to refer to it as, but we're going to take the Festering Mummy. All right, so target creature gets +X, where X is its power. I think I'm probably going to take this because I was kind of leaning toward this card earlier anyway. Let's see, and we probably wouldn't be able to aftermath this because we probably wouldn't have the white. So I think we're going to take this. Let's see. There's no red, so it looks like somebody to my right is cutting off red. So let's go ahead and take this. I don't know if I'll play it or not. It's potentially sideboard. I may just go ahead and take this desert because I've already got one of these. Don't I? Or did I not? No, I don't. But I'm going to take the desert. Mm, yeah, we're probably not playing any of these. But yeah, again, probably not playing any of these. But looks like blue is open. So I may wind up not playing the red, which would stink because Flare is an awesome card. But yeah, it looks like black blue is probably the color combination that I should be in. So, we're gonna move these down. Even though I really would like to have Glorybringer, we're gonna just stick with the black for now. Um, yeah, we'll take the blue just in case we do wind up blue black. Blue black's actually not a bad color combination in this either, if I remember correctly. I think this is the set where you get the amass cards. Let's see. So there's my rare. It's not something I probably want to take. Um, Magma Spray is good if I do wind up playing red. This is just a good card. This is probably the best card in the pack, honestly, for me to take. This if I played blue, this is actually a really good card. Um, this is a fine card. If you control a desert, then they don't untap, or it taps them if you control a desert, and then they just don't untap during the untap step. For 2 mana, that's pretty good. I've already got 2 deserts if I do wind up in blue black. But I think this is the card that we just go ahead and take because it's a kill spell, and we know I like kill spells. The Death Touch creature was actually pretty decent as well. Um, Probably going to take this, although I like this as well. I like the cartouches. The cartouches are really good. If you wind up getting, um, what is it? There's another thing that goes along with cartouches where if you play a cartouche, you get to bounce that back to your hand. I can't remember what they're called. It's been so long since I played this format. But yeah, we're probably going to take this cartouche because it lets me put a -1/-1 counter on a creature they control, and I get +1/+1 in lifelink. This one gives +1/+1 at flying, and you draw a card, so it's good as well. Um, I actually do like this. I think this is okay. It's not something I would pick early, but I think we're going to take the cartouche. Let's see. That's a good card. I like that desert. That's the black version of like the Ramen Ruin does 2 damage, and this one puts 2 counters on a creature. And I already have a couple of deserts, so that could be something I might take. This is actually a good card as well. I think that might just be better for me. Yeah, I think we're just going to take this, and we're looks like we're going to line up in blue. So let's go ahead and move things that we might play if we're in blue. We'll probably play that if we're in blue. We'll play that if we're in blue, and maybe that if we're in blue. All right, what's this one? When you recycle or discard, Turkish opponent controls gets -2/-0, so that's good. When it enters the battlefield, each player discards a card. Let's see, when you cycle it, gains indestructible. That's actually pretty decent as well. Um, I like this card and this card best out of the pack because currently we are doing some cycling. We've got one, two. Yeah, okay, well, I wasn't paying attention to my time, but yeah, I think this is a good card. This is a good card. Let's see. You may sacrifice it if you do short target creature. Yeah, that's only when you cast a Bolas Planeswalker. I think I'm probably going to take this. Where are we at creature wise right now? We're only at 6 creatures. Um, Actually, I think I'd rather take this over a second Festering Mummy at this point. Um, I think I do need creatures. Got one of those already. What's my curve look like? Curve's all right. I think I'll take the second Festering Mummy at this point. All right, now this is good. This I will definitely probably take. That's a good pick. That's a good sign that black is open right there. So this guy is probably the next pick. Let's see. I think. Mm, yeah, we'll take him. I'm sure I'm going to have other zombies. Let's see. Currently, I have 5 zombies in my deck. So, and I do think I would rather have this. Yeah, I think I'd rather have that. I remember that actually being better than it seems like it would be. But I mean, we'll definitely put that as a sideboard card for now and see what our deck looks like as we go. This is sideboard. So that one just bounces 2 creatures. Yeah. And it's sorcery speed, so. Alright, let's see. So currently we have 10 creatures and we got a whole pack to go. I'd like to get to around 15 creatures. Usually that's about where I like to set, somewhere in the 15 range. Um, Depending on the type of deck, sometimes you want more than that. If you're really aggro-y, you might want 17 or 18 creatures. But this is probably going to be a little more spell heavy. And then, of course, there's the whole cycling theme. And I currently have 3 cycle lands, so that's good. And at this point, I want this guy because the other guy does fly, which has evasion, but like the other part of his ability would never come into play because I'm probably never going to see a Bolas Planeswalker in this. Okay, now this is a really good card. This was a card that used to be like a major win con for like control decks. Um, you would play this card and just go to town on people because when you cast it the second time, it's awesome. Let's see. I probably just want to take this removal spell over Doomfall. Doomfall's okay, but I think out of the cards in this, this is easily the best card for me. Yeah, so we're gonna take the removal. So we now have 2 of these because these are if someone I play has one of the gods, this is the easiest way to get rid of the gods because they're indestructible. So let's see. This is the only blue creature, and it's actually not bad because it can't be blocked. So if I put the cartouche on it, then it gets +1/+1 in lifelink, and it can't be blocked. So, um, I think I'd take the Slither Blade. Mm, okay, so here I can take this or this, but then again, I also have another cycle land that fits my colors. And I actually like the cycle lands because I do have some cycle type effects in here. Like he wants me to cycle, this wants me to cycle. I think I had something else that wanted me to cycle. But I think I'd rather just take this at this point. What's my creature count look like? We are at 13. Um, let's see. Whenever you cycle a discard, it gets +1/+1. So we'll take that. I actually didn't mean to take that right away, but this is probably what we take here. Yeah, we'll take the Death Touch creature. So currently we're sitting at 23 cards. We'll see um, what all I wind up with here after the draft, but I'll probably take this since I do have quite a few ways to cycle already. Um, yeah, we'll take that. Okay, here's another cartouche. I think I'd rather have the second cartouche at this point over this guy and over that and over the cycle land. So we'll take the second cartouche. I would have liked to have seen one of the monuments in blue or black. That would have been nice. Okay, here's a cycle land, which I may go ahead and take. What does this one do again? Target creature can't attack. Put a brick counter on it. That's until the end of your turn. Um, until your next turn, target creature can't attack or block. If its activated abilities can't be activated, only if there are 3 or more brick counters. Um, yeah, we'll just take that cycle land. And we'll probably take this guy. Yeah, I'll have to go through and decide what cards I do want to play and what cards I don't once we get done. Because we're currently at 27. And again, with all the cycling I have, I could see potentially going a couple cards over because I'm going to have a lot of ways to cycle. So I could see potentially going, you know, 42, 43. Um, but we'll see what it looks like when I'm actually done. But yeah, so it looks like didn't get to play the Quarterbanger because nobody was passing red, which kind of sucks because picking that first, it's definitely a card that I would have wanted to play. But you always have to in draft, like you might get a card like that you're like, oh, this is such a good card and I really want to play it. But then if I had forced myself to just sit there and take red cards and try to take things to be able to play red, just to play that one card, my whole deck probably would have been way worse than it's going to be. And it might still be bad. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't played this draft format in so long. Um, let's see. Yeah, we'll take all the cycle matters things for sure. We'll definitely take this guy because of Embalm. I think he's the only Embalm creature I got. And this card is actually really good. That card saw a lot of standard play when it was in standard because of the fact that, I mean, basically, if you pay 4 and draw 2, you're essentially discarding this card anyway because you're casting it. So you're taking a card out of your hand for 4 mana and drawing 2 cards. But the cycle ability is just you're basically just looting. You discard to draw a card. So for 1 blue. So I mean, it's really good. Um, we'll take this guy. Whoops, didn't want that. We'll definitely play all the deserts. Um, we will take Traded Wanderer. We'll take the Festering Mummies. We'll hold off on that guy. We'll take both of those. We'll take the Cartouches. We'll take Lethal Sting. We'll take the Splendid Agony. We'll take the Death Touch Creature. We'll take at least one of the Viziers. We'll take both of the Exiles. We'll take that, and we'll take that. Where are we at? We're at 39 right now. And currently we have 15 creatures, which is where I said I would like to be, is around 15 creatures. So I have room for one more non-creature spell. So the question becomes, which one do I play? So if I played this one, like I say, it has cycling for blue, which is good. Um, so I want to take it because it has cycling. This also has cycling. And it counters your spell unless its controller plays 1 for each card in your graveyard, which could be really good. Could make it to where they have to pay like 7 or 8 or so. And it's not just counter target creature spell, which you see a lot of times on some of these that aren't like 1 in double blue or whatever. Most of the time when it's not double blue to cast a counter spell, a lot of times there's some kind of condition. Um, because like most of the time it'll be like counter target non creature spell or counter target creature spell. I think, let's see, War of the Sparkler was one that had this casting cost that was counter target creature or planeswalker spell, and that was all it did. It didn't counter anything that wasn't a creature or planeswalker. And then, like, so the drawback on this one is that they have to pay 1 for each card in your graveyard. So if it's early in the game and you have 1 card in your graveyard, they have to pay 1. If you don't have any cards in your graveyard when you play this, then they don't have to pay anything to counter it. They can just go, yeah, I'll counter it for 0. That's fine. So there's like a downside, but by the time you get to turn 3, you should, and by the time you actually cast this, you should potentially have some stuff in your graveyard, especially if you are cycling. So if I take that, that gives me another cycle card. At worst, I could cycle that if I don't want to even use its ability. Um, I say, well, I think we're going to add him in since we've added so many cycle things. We're at 43 right now, but honestly, I think that's fine. Tell you what, we could probably go down a land. Yeah, we'll go down 1 land since we're cycling so much. So we'll go to 16 lands and we'll go 42 cards, and we'll see what we do with this. I'm not exactly sure. Like I said, it's been a while since I did this draft format, so um, but I do remember cycling being really good. So we'll see what happens. This could go really good. It could go really bad. I could see getting 3 or 4 wins. I could see getting screwed on all my games and just losing all my games. I really would like to have a black land in this hand, obviously, but I do have this to cycle. I can play this turn 1 and cycle this right away and try to find a black land. And at worst, I play this on turn 1 and then play this on turn 2. We'll keep it. I think I'm going to play this on turn 1 because I need to get the land out. And then at worst, next turn I can cycle this because it's 6 mana. It's my highest cost thing. Yeah, so we'll play this and we'll pass because I can do this at the end of his turn. I don't have to do it on my turn. So cycling is an ability and it's not something that is only at sorcery speed. It's something you can do at any point. So we'll just go ahead and cycle this. All right, and we drew another blue land. So go back to my turn. We'll play this. Pass. So now I have an option. I can either cycle this turn and hope to hit a black land. If I hit a black land, um, I couldn't play this right now because I don't have a creature to put a -1/-1 counter on. Um, I could play this if I had a black land. But I think what I might wind up doing is going to get lifelink, isn't it? No, vigilance and first strike. Okay. I think what I might wind up doing is just drawing per turn, not cycling this right now. Um, Playing the land, and then if I need to, then I can go ahead and cast that and get 2 cards. I will be behind. Yeah, see, I drew another blue land. All right. So, yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're just going to do this instead. We'll do the draw 2 cards. Okay, that's annoying. All right, so his deck is popping off pretty good, and mine is missing lands. So, well, not missing lands, but missing black lands. It's missing the lands I need. Yeah, this when it attacks, he can exert it, which means it won't be able to attack the next turn. Because exert means it doesn't untap during the next untap step. So if he does attack this next turn and exert it, then all his creatures get +1/+1, but he doesn't get to untap that next turn. So you only get to exert it like every other turn essentially. So, and I did not draw a black land. All right, but I did draw a creature I can play. So we will play that. Look at this handful of black with no black mana. This is just ridiculous. And I've drawn 5 lands out of my deck. I only have 16 lands in my deck. And I think I have, let's see, 4 cycles. So I have like 6. Yeah. So I have 6 blue lands in my deck, and I've drawn 5 of them. Well, I guess 8 technically, because so I've got 6 of these and I've drawn 4 of them. So, all right. So we are going to block this guy. And we're going to be taking 6. Because if I block this, it's going to kill it before I do any damage because it has first strike. If I block this, it's going to kill it. If I don't block this, then not next turn, but the turn after that, he can just do it again. So block that. This has Eternalized, so if I hit 6 mana, if I draw, and then of course he pumps his whole team. So, but it still gets rid of that. So I'm at 3 now. So and I drew another black card, so I'm dead. So that was not a very good. Like this is what I said about, I could see this going good, and I could also see getting screwed and having a really bad draft and not winning a game, because that's what happens to me a lot of times when I play the premier drafts for some reason. For some reason, I have better luck at the quick drafts. And like I say, I think this deck is good. I think this is a perfectly fine deck. Um, William Shakespeare. That's funny. And of course, again, just blue lands. Okay, now we have some black lands. All right, so we'll keep this and we'll put this probably on bottom. Or, yeah, we'll put that on bottom. So it does have cycling, but all right. So we'll start off with the black land that comes in tapped. He's got a Festering Mummy. So there we go. And then next turn we can play this guy. Yeah, so he's got the guy that taps things, so that's annoying. So we'll play that. This card's pretty annoying. But of course, he would have to take a whole turn off to use its ability this next turn. Because that would be pretty much probably the only thing he could do if he does do that. And he's going to kill my guy instead. Okay. Yeah, we're going to do this. Oh, and he's got a freaking Eternalized deck. So I just milled 2 things he can Eternalize. That sucks. I might should have just cycled that. I'll probably cycle this at the end of turn. Or I guess I could have played that, but no. Yeah. Let's cycle this. Alright, so we hit a Slithered Blade. We'll drop this guy out. So I do now have a 2/3. He just hit his fourth land, so he can eternalize this if he wants, but he's not. He's going to do that. Yeah, see, I'm just getting ran over here. This sucks. Yeah, I am either not drawing lands or not drawing the appropriate lands, or they're having just a bonkers hand and going off on me. So yeah, this sucks. Let's block that. And he's going to kill my Slayer Blade off, but I mean, there's nothing I can do about it at this point. Come on, you know you want to internalize this guy or this guy. Yep. All right, so we did get that. So we will play this. All right, so I can block this. Well, he's probably going to tap this down so that I can't block, to be honest. That's probably what's going to happen. He's probably going to, oh, no. He's going to sacrifice a creature to make me sacrifice a creature. So I think I put the two -1/-1 counters there, actually. So that way his tap ability is just gone. It doesn't do anything. It just brings it back. That's right. It does put it back on the battlefield. All right. So we hit this. Let's go ahead and exile this. Because I've got to do that or I'm dead. So you can eternalize that if you wanted. Well, no, now I'm just dead. Yeah. So, like I said, this could go really good. This could go really bad. And so far, it's going really bad. This is not looking good. Um, I don't know what the deal is with me in premium drafts. For some reason, I have horrible luck in premium drafts in the best of one format. I have a lot better luck in the quick draft. Yeah, I think the last premium draft I did, I think I only got one win. Yeah, we keep this. So we'll play this on turn one, get it out there. Next turn I can play this. So actually, I'd rather play this. And then next turn I can put the counter on, or put this on it. Um, yeah, so we'll put this here. It's going to get +1/+1 lifelink with the -1/-1 counter here. And I'll attack. If he blocks, it dies, and I gain 3. Of course, it then does have Embalm. Yeah, he chose not to. Okay, that's fine. So if I draw a land next turn, let's see. Yeah, I wouldn't have enough to cycle this and play this. If I get to 5 lands, I'll have enough to cycle this and play this. Or if I draw a land, yeah, he's gonna kill that guy. That's annoying. Okay, so we've got enough this turn. We can play this, and we can play this. See, I think when it bombs, I think it still has this text on it. I think it comes back as an exact duplicate, except it's black and it's 4/4. I think that's how that works. View printed card. Hmm. Oh, okay, so that's before the modification for me. All right, gotcha. Um, so what? I think we're gonna start by cycling this. Alright, so we hit a land. So I can now cast this. That's it. I think I'm going to. Yeah, we're going to attack first. See what he does. So, afflict, he takes 1 damage. And we'll cast the 4/4 for 3. Alright. So that wasn't too bad. And then next turn I can always just play this instead of cycling it. Because I don't have anything that cares about cycling next turn. If I had something out that cared about cycling, and of course he's going to blow my guy up. Yeah. Because why won't they have all the crazy spells and kill me with stupid stuff? That's just sucks when this happens. And it just seems to happen to me over and over again. We're going to go ahead and attack. If he wants to block, that's fine. He's still going to take 1. I now have this guy that I can cycle next turn to give indestructible. So he's probably going to embalm this. Or, no, cast another Doom to Center. Okay. And that. Okay. Yeah. So we're going to attack. And then I'm going to cycle. So he gets indestructible. Alright. And then we're just going to pass turn. If they try to kill him, I'll cycle this to give him indestructible again. And then I can, if I hit a land, I can play this guy. If they don't try to kill him, I'll hold this to cycle to give him indestructible next turn. Yeah, so we're gonna cycle this. Alright, so I drew a land, but it's a tap land. But it is a land that I can also cycle as well. So if I draw a not tapped land next turn, I'll have this available to cycle. So the question is, do I attack? Because he can still put a -1/-1 on this. I think I just go ahead and play this and pass turn. So he's going to embalm that now. That's fine. Oh, okay. So this is one from the first set. So it's a 2. It's the exact same except it's 2/3. It's not one of the ones that comes back as a 4/4. Yeah. There were 2 sets in the Amonkhet block. One of the sets, the embalm, came back as exact copies of the creature that were white, and the other set came back as 4/4s that were black. So, um, so do I play this or do I exile? Um, I think I'd rather just play this. So I don't have the option to Eternalize or to give him indestructible right now because I'm tapped out. But I do have a 3/4 on. Oh, he's got a Nicol. That's gonna suck for me. Yeah, I should have definitely held this up. Yep. Now I have no hand. He's at 8. Let's attack all out at him. Cycle. He's going to put minus one on my guy, which is going to kill him. Yeah, I think I might just be dead to. I didn't mean to cycle that guy. That's stupid. I am a dummy. Alright. I did not mean to cycle this. That was an accident. I meant to play it. Yeah, I'm gonna like lose all of my matches in this because Nico Bolas is just gonna he's gonna run me over. There's not gonna be anything I can do. Okay, so I can play this. I can attack, at least knock that down so that he can't do anything really crazy with it. He could minus it and do 7 damage to one of my creatures, but then I can turn around and kill Nico Bolas with one of my flyers. So if he plus twos, target opponent exiles from the top of their library until they exile a non-land card until the end of the turn. So he got the cartouche, which is annoying. Stop exiling all my cards, dude. He exiled an exile spell. He exiled a hollowed one. Ugh, this sucks. But I am going to have 6 to attack him with this turn, or next turn. That's funny. I like that. The creature that he just played, this guy, when it's target of a spell, you have to sacrifice it, even if it's target of your own spell. And so when he targeted with the cartouche, he had to sacrifice it because, uh, yeah, because it was, yeah, that's funny. I like that. Okay, so we are going to attack all out at Nicol Bolas, get him off the battlefield, and we'll just go on and play our land out. And so we might actually get out of this now. Now that I've gotten Nicol Bolas out and I have 2 flying creatures, I might manage to get out of this. This one is in bomb, so even if he kills this, I can bring it back. And I think, is this? I don't remember if this is one of them that comes back as a 4/4 or not. Um, yeah, okay, so that's the one of them that comes back as an exact copy. So we will attack for 6. He's attacking me back for 5, so I'll go to 6. If I find a way to pump one of my guys up, which I do have, I still have a cartouche, I believe, in my library. Or is my cartouche already? No, my cartouche is still in the library. So we'll play this guy. And then I think we go ahead and attack with both of them. He goes to 1. He can attack me for 5 right now, but I do have a blocker. And if he does kill this guy, I get to kill this or give one of these -1/-1. So I think we might actually pull this out, which is crazy considering he played a Nicol Bolas on me and made me discard or made me exile these 2 cards from my hand, and then he exiled this, and yeah. So okay, so we will block. We'll block. Let's block this one so that I'm only taking 3. So if he has a pump spell, it has to be for 3. And then we'll -1/-1 this. Mm, yeah, we'll decline that because that would give him a 2/2. I should have just went after this one. But now he needs to get rid of both of my creatures in order to survive. Okay. Yeah, and he's dead. All right. So we got lucky there and we pulled out a victory from defeat. We snatched victory from the jaws of defeat. Oh, that was rough. I thought for sure I was going to lose that game. I thought for sure this was going to be a 0-3 draft and it was going to suck horribly, but we at least get one win. So we'll play another game and we'll see if we can manage to get on a roll and maybe get a couple wins out of this deck. Like I said, I feel like this deck is worth maybe 3 to 4 wins. I don't think it's. I don't think it shouldn't be a 0 or 1 win deck, but it could wind up being that way. We'll keep this. I can always cycle this at some point if I need, and this has advantage for me to cycle, so I can cast everything in my hand. Um, I'll probably start by playing this land. Or no, actually, I'll probably start by playing this land. Um, because I want to. I'll be able to keep the other one in hand as a cycle land to potentially cycle down the road if I start to flood out. So we'll play this. So we'll play this land next turn, and then this is probably what we're going to play next turn, more than likely. All right, so yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to play this. And then next turn, if I draw a land that doesn't come in tapped, then I can play the land that doesn't come in tapped. Attack with this and see what they do. Or um, play this, you know. Okay, so if I attack with this, he's just going to block, but he is still going to take 2 damage. Um, so I think we're going to go ahead and do it. Because he's still going to take 2 damage even if he blocks. And he chose not to, which I'm surprised. That's crazy. So we'll play that tapped, and then we're just going to pass turn. And I probably will go ahead and cycle this at the end of his turn to try and hit another land that hopefully will be a untapped land. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and cycle. All right, so we did hit a land that's not tapped, so that's good. So we have 4 lands next turn. We can play this out, be mana efficient, and use all my mana. All right, so let's play this. Tell you what, we're going to attack with this first. See what he does. Okay, so he takes 2. That's fine. We get that off the board. And then I am going to go ahead and cast this. So now if he wants to spend 2 mana to tap this so that he's free to attack with this, that's fine. He can do that. Or he can do that. Let's see. We'll play a land. We'll exile that. Or destroy that. Let's actually cancel. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do this. We'll exile that. Alright. Now he has a 5/4. So I will kill that. Destroy that. Put in a -1/-1 counter here. And we'll just end turn. So he's going to attack for 1. And he plays a 3/3 of flying. Okay. Alright. So I have 5 mana right now. Let's see. I think I'm just going to play this. Because if he does have some way to kill it, I can cycle this to give it indestructible. And if he wants to waste 2 of his mana to tap it next turn, then that's fine. So he's going to cycle to He's got 3 mana available. Now he has 4. Does he cast a spell? No, he does not. So I think I'd go ahead and cycle at this point. Yeah, so I hit a land, so that's good. So I'll play this land, and then if I want to, I can do this to give this -2/-2 and just get it off the battlefield. But I'm almost tempted to give this -2/-2. We're gonna go to combat and see what he does first. If he taps my guy down, which I expect, yeah, he taps my guy down. So I think now, I think I do this. And yeah, just submit one. We'll put both counters on it, and then I think I cast this and just use my mana as efficiently as possible. Okay. Well, that's annoying. So he just wiped my board. But I can put out some new creatures. And his flyer does still only have 1/1. So at this point, I got plenty of lands. We're going to hold the land just to kind of make him think I have something. We're going to choose to discard a card. Yeah, I'm just going to lose this game. Yep, I'm going to lose this game. All right, so we only got one win. So we went 1-3 in this Amonkhet draft. And like I said, I don't feel like this was a bad deck. I think this deck was fine. I think we just got screwed, which happens a lot on Arena. Like I said, I think this deck was fine. I mean, it had good interaction. I mean, we had some decent creatures. I mean, we just got screwed. That's all there is to it. I had, like I said, I think this was a fine deck. I don't think there was anything wrong with this deck. I don't think I drafted wrong. I think it was the right thing to do. I went off Glorybringer. If I had tried to draft red, this would have definitely been a 0-win deck probably. But I mean, I feel like this was definitely the right thing to do with all the cycling that I had and all the cycling matters cards that I had. I had 4 cycling lands. I mean, I feel like this was a good deck. I don't think this was worth 1 win. And playing 42 cards, I don't think is the problem because all the cycling I had, we had. Let's see, we never even saw this guy. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we had 7 cycling cards. We had 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we had 4 cards that wanted us to cycle cards, and 7 cycle. Well, 8, 9, 10, 11. We had 11 cycling cards because I forgot to count the lands. But yeah, we had 11 ways to cycle. We had 4 things that wanted us to cycle. This guy gets bigger whenever you cycle. This guy becomes indestructible when you cycle. This one gets bigger when you cycle. This one's cheaper when you cycle. I mean, yeah. I think this is a fine deck. I think we just kind of got screwed over on our games. I don't see what I could have done any different building the deck wise. Yeah, I think we just kind of got screwed. But yeah, so that kind of sucks that that's how the draft went. But um, that happens sometimes, and it kind of sucks when that happens. So, but it does happen. It happens to everybody. So hopefully the next draft that I do will be good. I don't know. I might wait and do another draft until Dominaria comes out. I think I'm just kind of bored of the other draft formats that they got going right now, so I might wait and start drafting when Dominaria comes out. But yeah, so that was the Amonkhet draft. If you want to do one, they are 1,500 gems or 10,000 coins, I think. But they are, like I say, it's a good set. There's cards in there that are good. Um, but I don't know. I have bad luck with Premier drafts for some reason. So I just yeah, I think I'm gonna wait until Dominaria comes out. But I think when it first comes out, the only way to draft it is Premier. So we'll see how that goes. But hopefully you have a good day. Thanks for watching the video. Like and subscribe.